Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to another Slime Isekai Memories video. So we have the Slime second year anniversary coming up in about like 4 days or something like that from when this video is going up. And I figured that instead of like just thinking in my brain, I figured I'd try to make a video trying to predict exactly what we could see, because usually these like half anniversary slash yearly anniversary times bring up the power creep in either skills or some sort of like in some sort of way, right? Whether it be skills or damage or whatever. So I just wanted to say though that since the stream is going to be live at 4 a.m. PST on the 27th, I will be streaming during that time. Unfortunately, I can't stream exactly when the units actually come out later that day. I have some things that I gotta take care of, and it just happens to fall during that time. So I will be a little bit late, or a bit late, maybe like a couple hours or something. But if it's too late, then maybe I won't stream and I'll just do a video instead. We'll see if I like actually summon it. We'll have to see, right? But yeah, I just want to say that. So anyway, let's just get right into my predictions. So I spent about like a couple hours making this because I want to go all out and really think of a potential theme that they would do. Now, real quickly, we know that the first anniversary was Space 1.0, 2.0? Wait, Space 1.0, I think. Yeah, Space 1.0, where the hero came out, still the best support unit, arguably the best unit in the game, with this time rewind skill. And then we had the second year anniversary with, or the first year anniversary with like the king slash queen theme, kind of, with this Rimuru, where it was like Tempest versus like the evil version of Tempest. And we had this Rimuru versus what was his name? Emil's, which is slime backwards. So it was pretty cool. We got this, and then the Milim and the Veldora, which was Dark 2.0. And then for the half anniversary, 1.5 year anniversary, like four months ago, I want to say, something like that. 4 or 5 months ago, like March, April, around that time, we got the Guy Crimson, Luminous Valentine, and Velzard banner. And we had like the introduction of forces a few months back, and this is the point at where we're at. So we just got this Norse mythology theme, and we know the second anniversary is upcoming. So this means new level of power creep or difficulty, or not difficulty, new level of power creep, because the hero introduced this time rewind, Rimuru introduced this ult absorption, and then I would arguably say Guy introduced the soul of combos plus extra benefit onto these, or like something as big as this, and then also the 2 orb, like 2 green 1 orange or something, orb change into 3 of a different type of orb. And then I lost her. The Luminous introduced the reusage of a protection skill. So we already know that every 6 months or so they introduce a new mechanic or something like that. And we've had, I counted exactly 4 physical metas and 3 magic metas. So I figured just balance it out, make this a magic meta, why not? And I chose the theme to be Ogre Village Madness. Now, what that could be, I don't know. I was thinking like maybe they resurrect like the orc disaster or something like that, you know, or some sort of story, and then all like the ogre characters that are or like the Kaijin now, or Kijin now, like kind of lose themselves, and then that's what like the characters are based off of, right? So the reason that I chose them is because if we go to the character list, right? We just got a Shuna, but we have not gotten a Benimaru in a long time. The only Soei, the most recent Soei was a free-to-play unit that are terrible. That is terrible. And then Shion was also a free-to-play unit, but the last summonable Shion, I believe, is it Water 2.0? No, Space 3.0. And she's kind of meh, right? So, and we have no 5-star Kurobe, and Hakudo. Are you the last one? There's no way. Oh my god. And Earth Hakudo was the last one. So for some reason they neglect the ogres except like Shuna. And I didn't want another Milim, and we just got a Rimuru. Even though the Rimuru voice actor is gonna be a guest on the 2nd year anniversary, they kind of have to, I think, because you know Rimuru is the main character. But anyway, I didn't want like they also just used God Vildora, so I didn't want like another Milim or like super popular character. These characters are still popular, but like the game doesn't, or like yeah, the game doesn't classify them as popular enough, I guess. So this is the theme. They're all magic type, and I have my protector, a Soe, Benimaru, and Shion. No. I'll just go through one by one. So we have the main protection support unit. The first banner, I didn't come up with the other like secondary units that'll come out later in the month. I'm just thinking of the first batch of 5, right? So I chose the protector to be Soe, and he will be effective against wind because they, for some reason, have neglected super effective against wind types. I mean, they reran effective against water, which I didn't even notice until I was making this video. They reran it, so maybe they're holding it off for this. But yeah, so Soei protector, effective against wind. So his stats, I know the stats for protectors, like I don't really look into them too much, but I would say they're pretty balanced. So I have 35 for health, so he's like right here in between these two, and then his attack is 1690, so pretty high, right on the same level as the new trainee and Rimuru Megumin. And then his defense is 1460, which is pretty high, right below the new Mulan protector. So obviously he is an EX unit. And his protection skill, so he increases damage done by Ogre's Pride to wind attribute enemies by 60%. And then he increases Ogre's Pride and Tempest Elite Force attack characters attack and defense by 20%. Don't mind me, just gonna whoop. So yeah, I selected Ogre's Pride to be the main support force that is getting the damage buff, because Ogre's Pride is pretty decent. There's just no one who leads it, and there's like no Soes or anything, right? But yeah, Ogre's Pride. I don't know why they don't have like Hakudo or Kurobe in here. But yeah, I figured Ogre's Pride would be great, and yeah, we don't have anyone who leads it. So I think it would be pretty fitting. And then he also leads, he gives Ogre's Pride and, where is it? Tempest Elite. Now Tempest Elite isn't the greatest, but I don't think there's anyone who leads it. Yeah, there's no protection unit, so they could get a buff as well. These characters, like, why not, right? So they would get the attack and defense buff, and then Ogre's Pride characters would get the 60% damage to wind attribute enemies. So his support, he increases Ogre's Pride and Tempest Elite Force characters attack by 7%. So now his skill, I designed the skills and stuff like that, like the names based on like the theme of like insanity or like them losing themselves, because that's kind of what I want it to be, right? Like they're just like really flashy, really destructive, kind of crazy. So yeah, his skill, Maniac Shadow Thread. So I chose him to not be a stacking character, and since we haven't gotten one in a long time, I decided to make him a orange orb changer. So he changes 3 soul of skills and 3 soul of divine protection each into soul of secrets. He gives 50 skill points, so better than Toa because he went up from 40. Same thing as her, where he increases soul secret skill point increase by 50% for 2 turns. He increases skill cost limit until the end of battle by 40, up to 999. And then, I tacked this on at the very end, reverses all debuffs applied to soul secrets orbs for 1 turn. So, I say that, and like, what does that mean, right? So when you're in a stage, and let's say that the boss does like minus 80% to soul secrets damage and gauge increase for 5 turns or something. For that 1 turn, you'll reverse it. So you get an 80% buff for attack and an 80% buff for gauge increase. I don't know if it seems kind of OP, so I could maybe change it to like just clearing the debuff, but I wanted to make him super OP, right? So yeah, he reverses all debuffs. It doesn't really clash with this either, because if there's no debuffs, then you can make full use of this, right? And get more skill points. I could make this higher, but like, I feel like it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, that is his skill. He seems pretty busted to me. Really great for short fights, could be good for longer fights as well. They're not stacking attack or damage, but when you see the other characters, it'll make more sense. So traits, I chose HP magic attack up, just like, it's like the opposite of, where are you? Oh, here. Of Trainee, where she buffs physical attack, right? So he buffs magic attack instead. If there are 75% or more HP Vanguard allies. And his Valor Cup, I forgot to put a name for it, but when you use souls while 1 or more enemy characters have a secret skill gauge with 100% or more filled, he increases a single target attack damage resistance of all allies by 30% for 1 turn, and then he has 2 uses. So yeah, I think the Soe pretty cracked. Yeah, that's gonna be the protection unit I would summon for him. I would summon for him. I don't know what his animation could be. I was thinking like, I don't know, maybe like really dark like threads, and then like, I don't know, hanging them up and like whipping them or something, or like, well, protection units set the field, right? So maybe you could like create like a web of like shadow threads or something, and then like poof around. I don't know, something like that. We'll see. But my first battle character that I made is Benimaru. I don't have a design for these guys, so I just took a picture off the internet. I'm not like an artist or anything, so I can't really determine their designs, but I would figure, really cool looking like fire armor. You could even make it like, because he's a fire magic type character, you could make it like burning red or something like that. It'd be really cool. But his stats, okay, so I sort by battle characters. So his health is pretty good, 8230, same as Aqua. So upper like 3 rows. So in like the top like 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So like top 11, top 12 in terms of HP. Pretty good. And attack, he will have the highest attack. So the masked hero currently has the highest, but I decided to up it by 5. So 3995. I was thinking 4000, but I was like, let's not breach that 4000 yet. Let's wait. You could honestly make it 4000 because this is a 2nd year anniversary, but I figured 3995 would be fine. And then his defense, I didn't make it anything crazy, 2860, so it's pretty low, but pretty high in terms of the EX units, but like pretty low down here. So he'd be right the same as Aqua, almost the same stat line as Aqua, basically. except like way more attack, literally 10 more attack. But yeah, so his skill is Hell Ignition. He unleashes a single target fire magic attack for 490% normal damage, and then his EX ult is 735%. I didn't add any special effects or anything like that. I didn't really see the need to, because they're kind of inconsistent with it. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So I figured it would just be fine. So his first battle skill is an Ogre's Fire. Level max, 0 skill points. He changes 1 Soul of Combos into a Soul Secrets for the turn only, and then he increases all Soul Secrets gauge increase by 10% for 1 turn. Okay. For 1 turn. So he is basically like the hero, the like light EX hero, like where it's 0 skill points instead of 15, like the blue Divine Protection version of this for some reason. I don't know why they make it 15, but he is 0, and I figured because Orange Orbs has nothing like that, so you know he would be the first, right? His second skill, Burning Insanity, level max is 80 skill points, so very expensive. He increases all Soul combos damage by 80% for 1 turn, increases all magic character allies critical rate by 100% for 1 turn, and then he increases his own crit damage by 25% for 1 turn. So very, very powerful. You could honestly make this like 90 or something and it'd still be good. I basically followed Guy, like Earth EX Guy, except obviously magic characters, and then I figured he's gonna be doing he wants to do a lot of damage, so he's gonna buff his own crit damage, right? This could already be fine on its own, but I wanted to tack on a little bit more and make him explosive, just destroying everything and everyone. So yeah, I think he's pretty good. Just pretty much a straightforward damage dealer. No orb changing or anything except the ult, which I think it actually works here because it allows you to, if you just have him on the field, you can bring in other characters that like will set up the field for you, and you can just turn his ult into an orange orb for the turn, you know? So I think it works pretty well. His trait, so this one, this one I thought was pretty stupid. I don't know, I don't think they would do this, but so troop protection up. So when your troop contains 3 or more battle characters, he increases protection gauge by 7 once per turn from the start of battle until turn 3. So it's the same as Octagram Luminous, but instead of 5, it's 7. So, and obviously available in support formation. So pretty busted, I think. You'll get 21 skill points, so 21 protection points, I guess. 6 more than if you were to use the Dark Luminous maxed out, so pretty stupid there. And then Valor trait, Soul combo, Secret down. When you unleash a 2 combo, all the enemies' Soul of Secrets gauge increases are decreased by 20% for 1 turn and 1 use per battle. So nothing too crazy. I feel like the Valor traits aren't anything wild. Because I feel like if they make them wild, it could get out of hand. But yeah, that is my Fire EX Magic Benimaru. Pretty insane, I think. Just gonna be a crazy damage dealer with a little bit of utility, which is nice. In terms of the protection gauge, so you can use him as a support unit. And then also for this, if maybe later on, or even like with other teams, I don't know, maybe other teams might not be as consistent, but like on his own team it'll be great. On other teams, like even with Toa or Earth Hakuro, if you don't have the Soe, then like you could use this to build up like your EX ult, right? So overall, pretty decent. I would summon. But yeah, that's my Benimaru. If they make him like this, that'll be insane. That would be absolutely crazy. But my second and final summonable unit for the first batch is a Dark Shion. So Dark Magic Shion. These are her stats. Let me go to. Okay, so for attack, nothing too crazy. 3980. So in between Dark Albus and Dark Luminous or Fire Luminous. Obviously, not like super crazy, but also not that bad. I mean, Watermelon is like a bit lower than her, so not that bad in terms of attack. For health, I made it 8,225, which is pretty average. Right, same stat as Water Kazuma. So overall, like top 15, top 20, not bad at all. And then her defense is 2960, so that's pretty high. You have all these characters that are like defensive and stuff, and then like more support units are down here. So I kind of put her in between this Dark Shion and the Space Carrion. I didn't want it to be too low because of her attack stat already being lower. And they're all kind of about the same. So I figured I could make her defense stat pretty high, and it would be fine, right? So she's not meant to be a damage dealer anyway. She can do damage, but she's not like, her main role isn't to do damage, if you know what I mean. So her ultimate is Desolation Impact. So I figured it would be something like when Shion fights Sufia. Obviously I can't play it because copyright, but when she does that big energy ball, it could be something like that. I mean, I know most Shions, like in the game and even just in general, you think of her as like someone who swings around a big sword, big, loud, strong punches and stuff like that. But her magic is actually pretty powerful too. I mean, evidently, like, that thing was about to like kill them all, right? So I figured it could be something like that. Maybe she does some like physical attacks or like does like magic slices with Hercules Edge or something, and then does like a massive like nuke that just like blows them away. But I made her no effects either. Unleashes a single target dark magic attack for 490% normal damage, and then 735% normal damage for her EX ult. So pretty general, like normal single target ult. Nothing special on it. I just didn't tack anything onto it. I could, I just didn't. So her battle skills. Her first one is Herculean Strength, level max 30 skill points. So she changes 2 Soul of Skills and 1 Soul of Divine Protection into Soul of Secrets. So she's the same as Guy, but instead of turning them into blue orbs, she changes them into orange orbs. And then she increases all Soul of Secrets gauge increase by 10% for 1 turn. Pretty good. I think moving forward, premium units that have like orb changes are going to need something like this. It's very, very useful. You can use them if you have like 1-in-1, especially when you have like 2-in-1 of like 2 greens, 1 blue, like what it's meant for. You can get unlucky and get like 2 blues, 1 orange, or 1 green, but sometimes like you can't control it, or you have another character to balance that out. So I figured just give her this right here. It's great. It works well with all like orange teams that are like when you're trying to build for your ultimate. And her next skill, this one is busted. I think if you can get it, if you can set it up properly, it's gonna be great. It doesn't take much setting up, but it's an Ogre's Destruction, level max 55 skill points. Let me know if you think that should be higher. I didn't want to make it like Rimuru's, the second or the first year anniversary, where this is like 70 skill points, and when do you ever use it? It's so expensive, like egregiously expensive. So I figured 55 would be easier for her to get out. Still expensive, but very like still manageable, I think. So what this does, all allies can activate Soul of Combo skills using 0 of the gauge for 1 time this turn. And then she increases attack of Ogre's Pride and Tempest Elite allies by 25% for 1 turn. So basically, you can use all ultimates for free for 1 turn. I got this inspiration from the Luminous, where she does the same thing for protection skills, but instead it's for ultimates. Because this team is going to be churning out a lot of ult gauge, I figured this just works perfectly well with the team, where if you can get like 2 EX ults and then like 1 non-EX ult or like 3 EX ults or something, and you can like swap them all out and have all 3 of them lined up, you can just pop this, send all 3 plus like, I don't know, 3 orbs or something, like 2 turns before the stage is about to end, and then, or like if you don't kill them, and then the next turn you just send them all again, right? It's gonna be pretty insane, I think. I don't know if they would actually do this because this is pretty busted. You can just slap this and then Heroes Jubilee is a joke. Like, you're just doing so much damage with it. And then I slapped on the increases attack because I know buffs for specific categories or like specific types or whatever can be really bad, but because this team is centered around like Ogre's Pride and Tempest Elite, I think it's fine, because Ogre's Pride has a lot of characters and is going to, and then Tempest Elite would also, these characters would also get a buff, right? Which is great. So doing more damage is always fantastic. So yeah, that is my Xion. She has her trait. When your troop contains 3 more battle members, she increases her own ult gauge by 10% every 2 turns. Nothing, it's not crazy, but it's helpful, I think. And then obviously available in support formation. It's just useful, like 10%, like every 2 turns. You're gonna need 20 turns to get to 100%. But I mean, you're obviously gonna be collecting orbs and stuff like that, so it's gonna be helpful, I think, for longer fights or even in shorter fights. But it's not gonna be like, it's not anything broken, you know. Like, I'm not giving you 100% ult gauge for once at the start of battle or something, because that's like, they would never do that, right? And then her Valor trait, Soul Combo Secret Soul damage down. Nothing too crazy. When you unleash a 2 combo, the enemy's Soul Secrets damage is decreased by 20% for 1 turn and 1 use per battle. So yeah, that is my dark magic Xion. Let me know if you guys think this would be too busted. It would be cool if they could do something like this. Like, that would be insane. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know what new gimmick they're gonna come up with, but we'll see. So now that we have all the summonable units out of the way, I am going to introduce the 2 free-to-play characters that I made. So the first is oh, don't look at that. Oh, maybe, I guess. Oh, but I don't know. We'll see. So I chose the free-to-play protector to be Hakuro or Hero. I wrote or Hero, but I was mainly having Hakuro in mind. Oh, well, you'll see too. And I have Kudobe as the free-to-play battle unit. But I chose Hakuro because, I mean, obviously it's Ogre's Pride. Like, you should have Hakuro on there. And he doesn't really have many characters. And then Hero only has the 1 free-to-play unit. So they could honestly make Hero like a later week character or something like that, you know? But I chose his stats, 2850. So I balanced them around the rest of the protection units because, I mean, they hate free-to-play units. But so his health, I said, was 2850. So right here, it's the highest of the free-to-play units, I believe, but like lower than these guys, right? They're, for some reason, their HP stat is so bad. Like, they're all like lined up right here. But yeah, he would be right here. And then his attack is 1200. Again, the highest of the free-to-play units, but like over like 1, 2, 3, 4, so 8, what, like 24, 31. So he's like the 32nd protection unit right here. Nothing too crazy. And then his defense is 1220. So like right here. again, highest of the free-to-play units, and it's not anything too crazy again either, because you have all these protection units. Toa's is pretty low already, so like not really expecting much, but 1220 would fit perfectly right here. So I wanted to make the free-to-play units actually usable, especially the protection units. So I decided to take the majority of Soei's kit, but then add something else different to make you would maybe in some cases you'd want to use him, or like if you use this Hakuro because you didn't pull Soei, then like he's actually viable instead of complete garbage, right? So I kept the same thing where he increases damage by Ogre's Pride to win attribute enemies by 30%. Instead of 6%, it's 30%. It's a big jump. It's literally half, but I think it's still fine because it is a free-to-play character. Like you'll still be able to do good damage with this. Not as much, but still good damage. And then he increases Ogre's Pride and Forest Fracas Forest characters' attack and defense by 12%. Forest Fracas, what is that? Is right here. Really, really bad. Really bad forest, but I figured why not, right? No one leads this force. Oh, except maybe him, but like when are you using this Soei, right? So I figured he could buff those instead, and then the main one would be for Ogre's Pride because that's the whole point. And then the support, he increases Force Fractors Force characters attack by 4%. Kind of whatever. You're not really using these characters for support anyway. So his skill, Cultivated Madness. So I was thinking like maybe I was trying to do something maybe with like wisdom and like you know how you cultivate wisdom over time. But I mean the whole theme is insanity, right? So I figured Cultivated Madness sounded cool to me. I don't know. But he changes same thing, three green, three blue to orange. So you still keep that because I figured that's like even if you get the free to play unit, like you still want to have some of the like baseline for both protection units, right? So he keeps that. He gets skill point increases skill points by 20, so not as much, but 20 is still decent. And then he increases skill cost limit by 20 as well. I could make that 30, honestly, up to 999. And then he increases Solo Secret's damage by 35% for 2 turns. So nothing too crazy. He's not like super insane, but I would say it's actually like decently viable. Not obviously you could run the other units, but like if you need to run this unit in like the new beatdown battle or something, then you could use this unit, you know? So I think his skill is good. Like I think this is fine. I don't you could maybe add like a little bit more, but I think overall like that's fine, you know? Like that should be good enough. And then his trait, HP critical damage up. When one or more Vanguard characters have 70% lower HP, increases all allies crit damage by 6% at start of turn. Just whatever. And then finally, wow, this video has been going on for 33 minutes. So if you guys are watching to the end, that you're crazy. But my free-to-play battle unit and for the beatdown battle is Kurobe, because we do not have a single 5-star Kurobe in the game. The only one that we have, maybe if I sort by release, it'll be easier. Scroll all the way down. We have you and the 3-star. So Kurobe needs some love. We've been asking for 2 years. He has got nothing. So I figured now is his time. Now is his time. I didn't want to make him like I was thinking maybe you could make him summonable, but I feel like free to play battle unit is fine. He's not honestly like that like hype intensive, but I do agree that he needs some sort of representation, and I think the best like one of the best ways or like a good way is as a free to play battle unit that you would actually use, right? And works well on his team. So his stats, I bounced them around the free to play units this time. So HP is we start by battle 80-60, which is like about here, so in between darkness and the sorry, in between the Ramrus and Tria. I think that's fine. Like they're all relatively the same. I mean, Yomes is the highest by 80-83, but he's a very defensive unit, so I think right here is good enough. And then his attack is 2660, which if I scroll down enough, 2660, like right below this Xion. I don't think there are any free-to-play units ahead. Yeah, like she has the highest attack stat as a free-to-play unit, and he would be right behind her, so above everyone else, but like below all the summonable units, obviously. And then he has pretty high defense, 3,245, like right here, so in between, 1 point above darkness, because I kind of wanted to make him tankier. He's obviously not meant to do damage. He can do it, I guess, because his attack stat's decent, but I wanted to make him a bit tanky as well, because I mean, free-to-play units as damage dealers sometimes doesn't really work. So I figured defense being a decently high stat compared to all the free-to-play characters would be great. So what does he actually do? Hammer Mania as his skill. I figured he could just like go insane and like absolutely just swing a hammer and like maybe like obliterate the earth or something, like do like a cool spin and then a bunch of bashes and then like a massive slam down or something. And it's a single target earth magic attack for 470% normal damage, which is kind of about the same as like who's a single target? You? No, you're AoE. Free to play units, free to play. Where are you? What does the dark Benimaru have? You are 435. So it's on the same level as like major single target. Yeah, single target like what is your name? Gabiru. I forgot his name. Just like Gabiru, 470% normal damage. Nothing too crazy. His battle skills. So one is a Blacksmith's Fury. I didn't put skill points, but this is, I could just put 25. So he's like Isis, where he increases also secrets gauge increase by 50%. And then he decreases Soul of Divine Protection secret skill gauge increase by 50% for 3 turns. I was thinking 3 turns for both of these, and the reason I put this is because Isis's buff is really insane, and even with the debuff, like it's completely fine, like it doesn't affect anything. So I figured we could just use this for Kudobe, and he would be a great support unit on the Ogre's Pride team, right? You would want, like, it would incentivize you to use him, so it really allow you to get skill points, get protection gauge, get your ult gauge as well. And yeah, I'd say it works well with the rest of the team. Then the second skill is Strike of the Prevailing Hammer. Changes Soul of Skills, 1 and Soul of Divine Protection, 1 of each, into Soul of Secrets. So he's a special orb changer, 1/1, and then he increases all Soul Secrets gauge increased by 10% for 1 turn. So I made him a full support orb changing unit, where he, like, you're bringing him onto the team to provide consistency and make your team run smoother without having to worry about RNG issues and stuff like that. For the most part, you could get like cucked, obviously, in certain cases, as RNG always does, but for the most part, you could keep him, like, you could run him and he will, in combination with the other characters, manage your team for you just fine, I think. Because you have this, you have the gauge increase, you have Hakuro or Soe doing the orb, like, manipulation, orb changing, and then you also have her doing the orb changing, the big orb change, so I think it works out. And then his trait, Soul Combo, Enhanced Guard Rate. When you unleash a 4+ combo attack, Soul Secrets increases his own guard rate by 6% for the next turn. Nothing too crazy. And this Valor trait, when you unleash a 2 combo, all of the enemies' Soul Skills gauge increases are decreased by 10%. 1 turn, 2 uses per battle. That was a mouthful. So that is pretty much it. Again, Protector Soei effective against wind. Changes is like a orange orb changer. Benimaru, big damage dealer, fire magic character, meant to just build up your EX ult and then do massive damage. A little bit of support for the team. Shion allows your team to just nuke and send off as many ults as you can, or send off 2 sets of ults, and then also orb changes. Pretty good. And then Hakuro is meant to be viable and not completely worthless as a free-to-play character, while having a little bit different skills from Soei, so he feels fresh and like not just like a carbon copy or something, you know, or just like a watered down version. And then Kurobe, meant for support. Obviously you're going to want to use him on the team just to give you consistency. So yeah, that is my slime prediction for the 2nd year anniversary. If I get this right, you know what, I'm a prophet. I feel like for Dokkan or something, like when I've seen like Goresh, you know, make his videos, it's easier because you can look at the patterns because they have like a saga and like sagas to go through, so you can kind of predict here and there. But it's totally random with this game, so I have no clue what it could be. It could be I don't know, kings and queens, or like knights or something, and then we have another Rimuru, and then we have another Milim, and then we have like who's really popular, maybe like a Hinata or something. You know, they could do like the Knights of Lubelius, something like that, or is it Lubelius? You know, something like that, who knows. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my slime predictions. If you guys have watched to the end, thank you so much for watching all the way up until here. This video is so long, but if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below, and hopefully I will see you at the stream for the live stream. I hope that goes well. I hope that goes smoothly as well. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Let me know down below what you guys think, what your guys' thoughts and opinions are on the upcoming 2nd year anniversary, what you think we could get for it. And then also, do you think my predictions were well made? I'm actually, I think they're pretty, I would say they're pretty well done, but I don't want to sound like cocky or anything, you know? I'm not like the best player of this game or whatever. So let me know down below what you guys think. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.